pork steaks are having a moment. This is how we do it.
So, I'm in my pork here, at least that's what I'm telling my wife, and pork steaks might be my favorite bite in barbecue right now, so I'm going to show you how we do it using the biggest smoker we could find with as little effort as we could. You're going to like the way you look, I guarantee it. So what we got here is one bone-in Boston butt. What I'm pointing out is that this is a small butt and the bone takes up a lot of this butt. Normally I would slice steaks perpendicular to the bone, but because of how much space this bone takes up, we're going to slice parallel to it. What that means, my friends, is we're essentially going to have a steak that is the entire money muscle, and it's going to be the best pork steak anybody's ever had. We're using our knife, which is about 1.5 inches in width, to measure out our steaks, and we're just going to cut as many as we can. We got 2 pretty good steaks and a 3rd pretty okay steak, so that's what we're rolling with. We're using Rolling Bones Perpetual Beef Seasoning. I know it's not a pork seasoning, but it slaps on pork. So we're loading it up here. We're going to get the tops, bottoms, sides. That's right. We're going to season the bottom of this bottom butt. So we're seasoning from up on high so we can get even coverage. And then we're just going to keep doing that. Roll this thing over the board to make sure we sop up any of the seasoning that's just left on the board. I love a pork steak, and I think you're going to like this a lot too. It's a super easy cook, and the flavor is otherworldly. You can do a lot of different things to it. You can use a mop, you can use a pork seasoning, you can mop while you're cooking, you can rest it in foil with a mop. We're not going to do much of any of that. What we're going to do is we're going to get this Ezra Brooks mill scale made pit set up to smoke. We're going to put these pork steaks on the top rack. There's a lot of fat in these pork steaks, so it can take a lot of heat. We're going on the top rack, which usually is where it's hottest, especially right here, right near the exchange. I'm not worried about it. We're kind of doing this backyard style too. We got the nice money muscle steak in the back, trying to pull it away from some of that hot, intense fire coming out of the exchange. Then we're just going to let it roll. We're rolling at 325 to 350 the whole time, and look at this scene. We're out in Kentucky cooking for Ezra Brooks, having a great time. We're not letting the rain keep us down, but look at this pit. Super cool. We're doing 15 briskets, 22 racks of ribs, a bunch of cherry bourbon soaked beef sausages that we did as sea links. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're fired up about it. We did this as a snack for the guys during the day. About an hour later, we probed that money muscle. We're looking at, what temp is that? 190. That's right. So we let it go just a little bit longer, took it up to about 200 degrees, and because we're right on that heat, the edges got a little bit crispy. After about 15-20 minutes more, we got them off when they're about, I think I already said this, 200 degrees internal. If you can't tell, I'm doing this all in one take, so I'm breathing a lot. I'm a breathy boy. They were on that top rack for probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half max, and because we were cooking at 300 to 350 the whole time, we finished these pretty quick. The exterior were a little crispy, so I wanted to work on those and soften them up. We finished at about 200 degrees here, and because we didn't have any foil, we got creative with it. We put these in a hotel pan and then put a hotel pan on top of that hotel pan and wrapped them with some towels to keep some of that steam in. And what I hope that does is soften some of those crispy edges. We didn't mop. We don't have a sauce going in there while we rest. We're just hoping the heat and steam coming off of those pork steaks soften the edges and make it a real nice bite. We let them rest for about 30 minutes. Steven's in the background being a phone boy on his phone, resting up because we have a long night ahead of us cooking these briskets, followed by an early morning. So after the rest, we check how the towel wrap helped us out here, and we think it did a pretty good job. That's what happens when you got some of that backyard ingenuity. You figure things out on the fly. So look at this, looking real nice. We got a nice bark from Perpetual Beef on there. The crispy exterior still has a little crisp to it, but it has been softened pretty nicely by the steam of that rest, and we just slice. Give it some slicey action with that slicing knife. Look at this, looking really good. We're probably taking 1/4-inch slices, and man, let me tell you, this was tender. I was shocked that it only took us an hour, hour and a half. So we just buzzed through the rest of this pork steak, sliced it up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna serve it as foldies. Steven and I are gonna eat a few. Virginia's gonna eat a few. Then we're gonna take it inside of the Lux Row Distillers campus. Give a couple of treats to the staff there. They've been working hard all day. They've been watching us cook these briskets. Everyone's smelling it, so we want to give them a little treat, a little barbecue treat to whet their appetites before we serve them all briskets tomorrow. So we went down with a piece of white bread, pork steak, barbecue sauce. Yes, the barbecue sauce has bourbon in it, pickles, followed up with white onion, and let me tell you what, it's looking good enough to smash, but we gotta get that money shot in, fold it up, and then send it straight down the gullet, boys. Gullet number 1 reaction. It's good.
That's good. Really good. Just so y'all know, it's not just me.
He's not lying.
Is it good?
That's good, really good.
But is it good? Really good? Is that pork stick pork and dog?
You got a bendy.
Bendy?
Before you Cindy.
Bendy before you Cindy.
Bendy before you Cindy.
Cindy straight down the gullet.
Oh.
Down the gully. Boy.
Wrong direction.
Cheers, y'all. Thanks for playing.